great opportunity when I was in like a lower part of my career. All they had to do was give me, you know, the opportunity and put me on live TV. And it was taking candy from a baby. It was just so fucking easy with that. And it was, I mean, I'm not saying we didn't work really hard, because we did, but it was my first taste of, wow, that big, like, that mainstream, every fucking buddy knows who you are. Yeah, so that was my first, like, wow, you know. I mean, obviously the first one was 1, 2, 3 Kid shit, but it doesn't even compare, like, on that, like, grand, you know, where people that don't watch wrestling know who you are. And then, honestly, DX, and I'm not downplaying the NWO thing at all, but it was even, like, it was even bigger. It was cool. I was out with the injury, and I had been training. I was in excellent shape, and then I found out Kevin and Scott were coming back, and there were some people in creative that, I'm not naming any names, but that were trying to not put me in the group, you know, and just really basically, you know, between Kevin and Scott and actually Hulk doing me the solid, like he insisted like I be the one that come out and whack him with the chair. You know, he's laying in a pool of blood. I was pretty solid thing. Like I never forget that, him doing that. And hey, we did monster business. People can say what they want about how it was handled, but as far as like house show attendance and making the people like make shitloads of noise, it worked great. And that, I mean, obviously it wasn't ideal, the things that happened, you know, Kevin getting hurt and then Scott leaving. And so, I mean, but I liked it while it lasted. I mean, we should have been booked stronger. I mean, because really, if you think about it, and we don't mind doing this at all, like shining the baby faces. And I guess, you know what, really, I was gonna say they didn't really let us get a lot of heat, but that's not true from the WWE stand. Like, see, like Kevin Sullivan type of heel heat is way different than WWE's idea of it. So we were just killing everybody in WCW. And people thought it wasn't as good, but really, if you think about it, we left Hogan land, we left Brock land at different times, you know? I mean, that was heat for WWE's way of doing things at the time. So, I mean, I think they thought they did a good job with it. I think. How could it have been booked? Shit happened that, you know, affected the direction of, you know, what they wanted to do with it.
I say a lot of people look at that whole time as, like, from the fans' perspective, as Vince bringing the NWO, so he could kind of make you guys a bunch of clowns, ruin the legacy a little bit, and shove you out.
Yeah, there might have been something to that. But I know he wanted to get a lot more out of it than he got. Okay, anybody can sit down in their fucking chair with a piece of paper and a pen and fucking play Dungeons and Dragons and fantasy book their fucking WrestleMania or their invasion angle or this or that. Now fucking let's see you take all the players involved, or like have to deal with all the things like, okay, we bought this company, but we really just bought the tape library and all the intellectual property stuff, you know, trademarks and copyrights and all that. Because without it, I think they got the rings and all that shit too, but basically, the main thing was the tape library. And they acquired contracts that were under the WCW umbrella, or under WCW, signed with WCW. But the smart guys realized that if WCW went out of business, they were fucked. So they had their contracts signed with Time Warner, AOL, which I don't think is going out of business anytime soon. So their contracts weren't transferable. So that's why you didn't get the guys that really needed to be there for that invasion thing to work.